Hello, today we're going to talk about culture, sub-Saharan African ethnicity. All right, I am not a professor on this little area. As if you've watched any other videos, I'm not real good with this stuff, so I'm basically going to read off just an outline of what the lesson was over. So Kenya is divided into 40 ethnic groups. Each portion has their own language or culture. Right? That's a lot of different languages to have in one country, a lot of different cultures. Some places in Africa have same ethnic groups that comprises population, such as the Lesotho, Swaziland, and Somalia. So in those three places, they have a homogeneous group that comprises the population. That means they're the same throughout, the same ethnic group. So sub-Saharan African tribalism. So tribalism is loyalty to one's group. This has been the main cause of issues in Africa. When the Europeans came in, they split up the country or the continent into 4 different regions, and they combined these tribes together, and that caused great conflict because they didn't want to be associated with one another. And then the Europeans just left a mess. So people are more loyal to ethnic group than country. That can be said for not just Africa, that could be said for a lot of places. This leads to conflict in regions. If you think about this, like state-wise or sports-wise, people are sports-wise probably better. People are very, very loyal to their one team. Like I was raised a Michigan fan, so I despised Ohio State for a very long time. I'm kind of over it. It's not a rivalry when one team loses all the time. So I was more loyal to Michigan than I was to the state of Ohio, even though we're all in the same country. Like I still won't stop on the state of Ohio. I only go there for Cedar Point, and the Toledo Zoo is pretty amazing. But that's basically how it was. But you take that to another extreme, and that's what this tribalism was in this area. So people are more inclined to be more related to like a sports team or your state. Like I'm from Michigan, I haven't been there in a long time, but I still am more loyal to Michigan than would be to Georgia or the South, just because of where I grew up and where I was raised. And it's the same thing. Example would be people are more loyal to ethnic group. This leads to conflict. It was worse back in the day. They used to. This is just stories I heard. When people go from Michigan to Ohio State game, they'd have to change the license plate because if not, their cars would be destroyed when they got back. They'd be broken into. So this is just it on a much grander scale. An example of it is the Democratic Republic of Congo. Belgium controlled Congo, gave them the independence in 1960. When they gained independence, they had no effective rule due to Belgium's disrupting original political and social structures. Congo had to rebuild its society. I don't know, that was in there somewhere. I don't know what it really means for what we went over. So sub-Saharan African religion. Religion was developed uniquely in individual tribes. Indigenous religion, 20% of the population still follows indigenous religion. So it's religions that different tribes made up. All right. So world religions, which are the ones from the outside, like Islam, Christianity, Buddhism, the other ones, Hinduism, Islam and Christianity were introduced by colonization, immigration, missionaries, and trade. Christianity is dominated religion in South Africa. Sub-Saharan African language, colonial language in Sub-Saharan Africa. English, French, German, Italian, Portuguese, and Spanish are the colonial languages. In Sub-Saharan Africa, there is no dominant language family. There's this little graph on there, and this is one of the questions I want to have it on here. So the dominant language family is the Niger Congo. Language used for official business is different from local languages. And that's why many Africans speak two different languages, because they speak languages with the tribes or the people that are around, but when they go to do business or go to work, they have to speak a different language. All right, this has been a basic outline of this lesson called Culture, Sub-Saharan African Ethnicity. I doubt it helped, but